What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today I'm back with another series of ranked battles featuring top teams in the Regulation H metagame. Today we have a team created by Wolfe Glick, a really awesome team building effort between him and Yotam Cohen, who was also, I believe, the creator of the Flamigo P2 Ursaluna team that was also dominating the previous American Regional, so one of the more innovative P2 Ursa builders thus far. This time around, instead of a Flamigo, we have a Yanmega as our flying type of choice, with Tailwind, Speed Boost, Focus Sash, along with Stalwart Archaludon. I think 31 out of 32 of the last two top 16s at both NA and EU regionals had a Follow Me Pokemon, and Stalwart completely ignores that. Allows you to take some pretty crazy KOs with Tera Electric Shot on things like King Gambit, Gholdengo, and just is overall a menace to deal with. We also have a Porygon 2 Ursaluna mode. The Ursaluna and Porygon 2 are honestly EV to be... I don't know how Wolfe did it, but for this team I decided to try out a kind of quicker Ursaluna that could function in Tailwind and outspeed Adamant Sneasler. Porygon 2 able to outspeed a Garchomp and Ice Beam in Tailwind, which can sometimes be a problem if you have the Yanmega, Incineroar, and Sneasler, which otherwise can't hit it for that much damage. Having the P2 able to do that is strong, but not really sure what Wolfe's EVs for the teams are. Of course, I'll have his Patreon linked below. $5 subscription to him gets you a lot of things, a lot of cool videos, a little bit closer to old school Wolfe if you're familiar with how he used to do videos, but also gives every team for every tournament he does. He releases a team report featuring the EV spreads, rental code, and how he built the team. So definitely check him out if you want to use his actual EVs. Mine are just, of course, kind of estimates of how I wanted the team to play, but definitely not representative of his team overall. Beyond that, Incineroar is pretty standard as just an Incineroar counter and a general pivot for both the Tailwind and the Trick Room modes. And then Sneasler is a really cool set. Unburden White Herb means that you can go for close combat to self-activate your White Herb, or just allow your opponent to intimidate you, ignore that intimidate drop, and then be able to just one-hit KO it with a close combat or KO whatever it was trying to protect. So overall, it's a very cool team. Wolfe was able to pilot it to a very deep run in the tournament overall. And if you want to use the team for yourself, as mentioned, rental code in the top right of the video, Pokepaste in the description, Wolfe's Patreon in the description as well. With all that being said, let's get into the battles now. If you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, very offensive team. They have a Typhlosion, Whimsicott, Tauros, Ursaluna, King Gambit, and the Mousehold. Interesting. Interesting for sure. I think this is maybe a Trick Room game. Not entirely sure. Because they do, of course, have their Whimsicott. Could be Fake Tears. There's a lot that's very scary about this team, no doubt. Maybe I go Tailwind, try and flinch the Typhlosion. I'm not really sure, but a lot of scary stuff that they could go for here that I'm a bit worried about. I'm not sturdy, unfortunately, on the Arch, which is maybe an issue. We'll see. Could go Incineroar lead, plus Porygon 2. That's an option. Just knock off the Typhlosion. I think I'm going to lead Yanmega. Yeah, I'm not going to go with the Trick Room team against my instinct, but I'm going to go Incineroar, Yanmega, to try and threaten the Typhlosion and Tauros lead a bit. King Gambit would be a bit of a problem. We're very offensive on this Incineroar though, so Brave Bird is going to do a lot, and maybe even put it in Bug Buzz range. So that's on my radar as well. We're pretty quick on the Incineroar to be hitting some Tailwind speed stats, so I do feel fine about using it as a Trick Room instead of a Tailwind Pokemon, or using it as a Tailwind Pokemon. Okay, Mousehold is probably about what we wanted to see. Because I can go for... Honestly, immediate Terra Ghost is kind of tempting. Yeah, that's very tempting, truthfully. Let's go Terra Ghost off the bat. And honestly, Air Slash knockoff seems kind of tempting. Like, seems solid to me. I'm not sure what they're going to do about that. Because they should knock me out here. I get a knockoff to most likely KO them. Alright, this feels fine by me. I could Parting Shot too. Let's go Tailwind. Fake Out should be fine. I'm going to make the read. No, I'm not going to make the read. I'm going to go for Fake Out in the Mousehold. They're going for a Terra, so it's probably the Terra Ghost on the Mousehold, unfortunately, so I could have knocked that out with Knockoff. Oh, okay. Fake Out works fine then. So Air Slash will not KO them now, but Bug Buzz in the follow-up might. I'm curious why they went for that. Yeah, so I didn't have to go for Terra Ghost here. But we're going to get the speed boost, so that's fine. They can't Encore my Incineroar, of course, so this is fine. I should be able to get a Tailwind up still. And they can't Population Bomb my Yanmega. Alright, fair enough, I guess. You going for Tailwind or what? Could be Moonblast. I'm hoping they go for Tailwind here, because Moonblast breaking my Sash would be quite annoying. Okay, that's totally fine, yeah. So they most likely can't hit my Yanmega, which is cool. Bug Buzz, okay, I can just Bug Buzz that for a KO now. I could switch into the Archaludon to tank this hit, which is an option for sure. I don't think it's necessary though. Let's just go... Who do they have in the back? I think I'll be able to get a Tailwind up most likely against everything, but I do have to preserve the Incineroar, I believe, for... the Typhlosion in the back. So let me just go for a... Tailwind swap is tempting for sure. Let's just go Bug Buzz and swap to Arch. They've burned their Terra, which makes handling the Typhlosion a little easier, because I can always get the knockoff when it KO, or Throat Chop it, or any number of attacks, but this should be fine. Okay, they Encore my Incineroar, which of course would have failed because I am a Dark type. Interesting. Their Pop Bombs aren't doing that much, they're doing 6 per hit, so they're going to do 60 HP, unless they crit a couple, which, you know, fair enough, you're attacking 10 times. Yeah, so about 70 HP. So I'll live the next one, unless they get multiple crits. And we knock out their Tailwind Setter. Easy peasy. Now, Mega has a pretty high special attack stat. I think the initial Air Slash damage was kind of impressive to me. Now we are at basically neutral speed compared to them because we have +2 speed boost. We can go for another one to verify that we're moving first and then move on from there. Unless they're beat up on the mouse hold, we should be kind of chilling here. I might sack the Archaludon. Honestly, I probably shouldn't. With Stalwart, if I get Tailwind off the field, I should just beat them pretty hard. Once I get my own Tailwind up, of course. So I might sack a Pokemon. It depends on who they go into here. But I might not need Incineroar. If they don't bring in Typhlosion this turn, okay, Ursaluna is fine. I guess my concern is if they are Vacuum Wave on this guy, that could be a problem. But I can just go for a Double Protect, I think. Or just straight up Tailwind. Electroshot should be fine, I think. Let's look at the turns. I could Double Protect and there's really no drawback to that, I think. Unless they switch the mouse hold, which they don't, they protect it. So Tailwind Electroshot would have been a bit of a problem. It wouldn't have been a solid play for me this turn. I would have wasted my Electroshot and probably gotten Hyper Voiced into range of Pop Bomb next turn, while wasting a turn of my own Tailwind basically. So this is working out very well. They go for Earth Power, totally fine. Now I like our spot a whole lot. Yeah, the Ghost Terra on the Yanmega. You can see, like, early on it's like, okay, Yanmega, whatever, but over time you start to cascade your boost, start getting some solid damage overall. Do they have a ground type in the back? Nope, they have it on the field. So we'll just take the free Electroshot and close it out from there. They could Double Protect, so maybe I should go for a Dragon Pulse into the Ursa, but I don't think that is really necessary. I think they do probably need some double protects to win the game now, though. I don't know, maybe. If they have Vacuum Wave on the Ursaluna, I think there's a chance, but if we confirm Life Orb and they don't have that, then we're chilling. Okay, they do go for Follow Me, so could have gone for Stalwart Dragon Pulse, but I think just knocking out the mouse hold is fine here to make sure that Sneasler can close combat the Ursaluna. Actually might not KO the mouse hold. I forgot. Electroshot isn't a guaranteed KO on a mouse hold. It's actually pretty unlikely most of the time. At least on the Archaludons I usually use. I don't use Tim and Max special attack very often. Yeah, just barely lives, which is fine. They go for Blood Moon, maybe expecting a switch. Let's confirm whether they're Life Orb. Based on that damage, they might be, but Archaludon also has pretty low special attack. Life Orb's perfect to see, actually. Very nice. So we got our Tailwind up, we hit the mouse hold, and now we are zooming along at the speed of sound on the... you know what? I don't think Sneasler's correct here. It's definitely not, because... Well, I guess if they're a speedy Ursaluna, we should knock them out. If they have... I guess Tauros in the back could be something to consider. Tauros in the back. Could that be a problem? Maybe, but probably not. I could double up onto the Ursaluna with Bug Buzz, but maybe not the best play. I think this was... If they have Tauros in the back, I really should have kept the Sneasler. I should have brought in the Incineroar, just stalled some turns with Fake Out. We're always outspeeding everything with the Sneasler anyway, so I think that was a bit of a misplay. Since if they are max bulk on the Ursaluna, even after a Life Orb tick, I think they can take the close combat. They can't take two, but yeah, close combat. We are adamant, so I might be a little off on my calcs because we do knock out the Ursaluna there, but if they had switched in, of course, to Intimidate, they would have survived. Wait, no, we're White Herb. It actually wouldn't have worked that way. That is one of the cool parts about Unburdened Sneasler. With White Herb, whether you get Intimidated or you go for close combat, you're going to get the speed boost regardless in most battles, which is pretty cool. One of the underrated part of the teams that was able to help Wolf make such a deep run at the Louisville Regional Championships. Okay, 2 turns of Tailwind. I don't really need to mess around too much. I think a Bug Buzz and then a Throat Chop will be enough to KO here. And of course, as we mentioned, the Whimsicott tearing early means that we can just Throat Chop for an easy KO. They lock into Heat Wave, so what? Yeah, we knock out anyways, but they would have needed to somehow live the Bug Buzz Throat Chop combo and then burn both, and then somehow beat the Incineroar with like 1 HP. So good game to them. I think I'm pretty happy with how that played out. The YANMEGA was just able to really threaten them on lead. With Tera Ghost, they couldn't go for Pop Bomb. If they had gone Tera Ghost or Tera on the mouse hold early on, maybe things could have gone a little funky, but it all worked out just based on them wanting to preserve their Whimsicott for another turn for some reason, and then I guess wasting a turn. Encoring instead of going for a Moonblast and breaking my Focus Sash on YANMEGA, that was definitely very key. The fact that YANMEGA stood on the field with the Focus Sash intact the whole time, it's so non-threatening in some aspects that you don't really want to threaten it early, and then as time progresses, you're like, oh man, I really wish I had just like thrown a stray hit in this Focus Sash YANMEGA so that I could KO it easily later in the battle, not have to worry with the consistent Tailwind, Bug Buzz, and Air Slash pressure. Alright, looks like honestly an older, like Regulation A Tailwind team with Murkrow, Mousehold, Hydreigon, Meowscarada, Gholdengo, and Garchomp. I think in Tailwind, Ursaluna goes pretty hard. Gotta be a little worried about Taunt on something, maybe Mousehold. I think if they go the Tailwind mode, my YANMEGA doesn't fare that well in some respects. So I kind of want to go for the Tailwind mode, or the Trick Room mode. The question is, do I go for that immediately, or wait a second? Like, do I lead the Porygon 2, or do I try and get it in a bit more organically, is my only concern. I don't mind Incineroar lead with Archaludon to some extent, because it threatens a lot of their leads very well. I could go Sneasler as well. Like, Sneasler's an option. Maybe I do just lead the Sneasler. Like, Sneasler Incin is an option for sure. And I think I will go for that. Basically, the goal here is, I think I'm leaning very hard Trick Room this match, but I'm not leading in such a way that it's so obvious, so I can kind of start taking out Pokemon that would otherwise cause a problem for a Trick Room going up. Like, if they lead Meowscarada, Gholdengo, for example, they could go for a knockoff into the Porygon 2 and maybe Terra Steel, Steel Beam, make it rain. That might knock out after the knockoff, removes my Eviolite. There's a lot of ways I could go about this. I could also just lead the Archaludon to stop something like that, but then I'm pretty susceptible to a Garchomp lead, so basically just trying to cover my options here. But it is the Mousehold and the Gholdengo, which easily could be a Taunt Mousehold. So that's why I feel pretty good about this lead. And Archaludon would have been a lot better though because of Stalwart, but it is what it is. Can't win them all. Can't win any of them. Flare Blitz should knock out the... Oops. That guy on lead. But should I knock it off? Just to cover for like Garchomp coming in? Potentially. Definitely an option. I could also... Yeah, let's go... Flare Blitz. Protect, honestly, is fine. Just depends on the Gholdengo item. We're going to protect, no Tera's out, so no defensive options coming from them, which is good. Make It Rain, they are Choice Scarf Gholdengo, interesting. So glad I protected, that's really not super threatening next turn. Pop Bomb might knock me out though, it's going to be close. 131, Super Fang, okay. That is not what I was expecting, but totally fine, honestly. They just barely live, okay. We burn. I wonder, I don't know if I wanted that burn, truthfully. So Pop Bomb might have knocked me out there. They go for Super Fang. We would have for sure fainted after the Flare Blitz, but yeah, interesting play there. Now they might get the Garchomp in for free, which I don't love, honestly. That's not ideal. Not ideal in any respect. Yeah, I honestly did not want to get that KO because I would have been threatening close combat and in the Mousehold and a free switch to P2. So that's not great. I'm going to switch out this guy and I guess close combat the Mousehold is fine. Or should I Dire Claw the Garchomp? I have... Okay. If I Dire Claw the Garchomp or close combat it, it's pretty solid. I could close combat it. If I don't get... I'm going to close combat the Garchomp or the Mousehold. I'm going for Dire Claw into the Garchomp because I think Protect on Mousehold is really obvious, or a Terra Ghost or something. And I don't want to get messed up by that. I think they could easily protect their Mousehold too and just go for Earthquake, but they follow me, so close combat would have worked fine. Okay. That's fine. I should get the... Like, I could have close combated that, sure, but we also have a chance to get a solid status here. Yeah, Poison's fine. The fact they didn't Super Fang is really important because... Rocky Helmet, okay, cool. And they stomped, they didn't go for Earthquake. So that's fine. I think they probably should have gone for Protect Earthquake there. In terms of this, what happened here, it would have been better. But Dire Claw Poison would have been solid too. They're Life Orb, which means we do just get to go into our Incineroar here. Low HP, but still able to go for the Fake Out. And I think the very, very obvious play for me is to go for Fake Out Trick Room, but I'm not sure I have to. If they go for Terra Ghost, that could work out pretty badly for me. Yeah, they haven't burned their Terra yet, which is annoying. If I close combated, I wouldn't have to worry about this, but unfortunately I did, so it is what it is. Let's think about going... I think I will Trick Room here, just because I don't think it's an instant loss necessarily. Yeah, hopefully they're not Terra Ghost, but if they are. Okay, no Terra Ghost. We revealed that they're Rocky Helmet, so no Covert Cloak. This should work out pretty well for me. They Dragon Claw, yeah, they're going to be doing a lot of damage to themselves, and they are -1 to the Dragon Claw. Unless they really start critting me, we should be fine with the Ursaluna to close this game out. I am pretty quick on the Ursaluna. The ideal turn order here would be a slower Ursaluna to be able to KO the Mousehold and then clean up the Garchomp with Ice Beam, but not what we have. So I think that overall the game plan worked out really well. We did get a burn on the Gholdengo, but it was so passive that I think it was better that for them that we burned them. I can easily just go for Terraflying, Earthquake, I think, and go from there. back to full HP, take advantage of any double protects, and get my Flame Orb activated. And go from there. I wonder if there's a reason to just eat the Earthquake. You know, in a more serious, like, competitive set, I might look at their back Pokemon and say, okay, is there any way we're going for Terra Flying loses me this game somehow if they start critting with the Garchomp or anything? But I think in an open team sheet, or a closed team sheet environment, this play just has the best coverage overall, so we're going to go for it. Terra Flying Mousehold would be pretty funny if they go for Encore or something. Then things could get crazy, but yeah, not the case. They're going for the Terra Steel, and we went for Earthquake, so we might just end the game this turn. Yeah, they didn't know my speed tiers, but I do believe the Ursaluna is faster than the Porygon 2. Ooh, Helping Hand. They really are going for a Helping Hand crit here, which is maybe smart, but yeah, we're going for Recover Earthquake. With Friend Guard, they might live, but not after a couple more boosts, I imagine. But if they get a boost, if they get a crit on the Ursaluna, they could win. I have the special attack boost, but maybe Meowscarada, Hydreigon could find a way. But yeah, we dodged the Earthquake, so very glad that I went for the Recover and Terra Flying, and they don't get the crit. So the game is all but wrapped up. Feel like that was a pretty well executed example of how to just really commit to the Trick Room mode without just saying turn 1 I have to go for this option. And seems like they're a little frustrated with how that game went. Can definitely understand. I think honestly, if they're worried about the Gholdengo turn, that was actually, I think, in my favor, truthfully, or in their favor that I burned them, just because I would have gotten a free P2 switch and maybe an even earlier Trick Room win condition if they're not Terra Ghost on the Mousehold, which I think they would have gone for if they were. So yeah, good game overall. Pretty happy with how that was played. Okay, my opponent has a Mimikyu as well as Ursaluna, Amoonguss, Grimmsnarl, Primarina, and Kingambit. Okay. Amoonguss, the main redirection Pokemon here. Got to be careful of that for sure. Lots of Trick Room options, but honestly, like, my own Ursaluna in Trick Room looks very deadly. I do have to be concerned about their Grimmsnarl, though. That's, like, the one fear I have. I kind of just want to... They're so slow that I could activate the Ursaluna and potentially just outspeed their whole team. Like, that's not crazy to think I can do. So I might lead off with that. Seems solid. I like Archaludon offensively against a whole lot of what they can do. If they lead anything but the Ursaluna Blood Moon, I'm in good shape. I think I'll leave Trick Room on the bench, because I might outspeed their whole team, honestly. Is there a reason to bring Yanmega? Not really. Outside of Air Slash flinches, and Porygon 2 might just be a little bit too slow-paced against everything, but the Amoonguss with Terra Blast and Ice Beam. And even then, I think I would need the special attack boost, which I might not get ever if the Kingambit or the Ursaluna are Assault Vested, then I'm not going to get that boost, I think. Let's see what they have, though. Oh, really cool image. They have the wings. Looks like that Shadow the Hedgehog Generations demon wings he's got going on. Grimmsnarl Preem, okay. I like this for Arch. I like this all a lot. The question is, should I Terra? I think Protect is, like, pretty safe for me. Honestly, Double Protect isn't bad. It's so obvious I'm Electroshot, but even though that is the case... Should I just double it? I could. Electroshot is so obvious, that's the only thing. I'm going to go for Protect Electroshot, even though a switch is pretty likely. Yeah, okay, that's annoying. Yeah. Good play. So, the thing is, that's fine. I am losing my special attack drop if I switch, but there's a chance they just don't outspeed me. And I hit them with a really strong Facade. Because we are boosted still. We're going to offset their light screen, basically, and hit them with a strong Dragon Pulse, so... I don't think it's insane to just go for a Facade Dragon Pulse into them. Headlong Rush might be a little bit better coverage, though. But I don't want to go minus in defenses just yet. Ooh, gotta be conscious of the Primarina, though. Primarina is a little sketch. I think I'm gonna go Facade Protect. And allow the Archaludon to scout what they're going to go for. It's probably Light Screen most likely, but I don't want to get caught slipping this turn. This should probably be Headlong Rush because regardless of this turn, I most likely switch out the Ursaluna, and Headlong Rush covers for Terra Ghost, which is reasonably likely and might be the hardest Terra for me to beat if I go for Facade this turn. Maybe a Earthquake here too. Okay, no Terastallization, so Facade should be fine. I don't think Blood Moon, even if they're Life Orb knocks... Oh my god. They're playing really well. Okay. Parting Shot, very annoying. Alright, well I have my Stalwart if they go Amoonguss, but this is still not ideal, I'd say. So I could have hit the Grimmsnarl slot, but I don't think I'm ever doing that. I have to account for them being Assault Vest on the Ursaluna, which now we know they're not, but yeah, it's annoying. Should I just Earthquake? They didn't go for Light Screen still, right? So they're really susceptible on the Ursaluna slot, I think. Could I Earthquake them? I totally could. My damage output is going to be pretty limited. I'm probably not even knocking my own Arch out. But let's just switch out. Reset, and go for a Dragon Pulse. They can Spore though, which is annoying, but I've got to hold that. If they switch out the Ursaluna and they get the Spore off, well played, but they're also in a really passive spot. And I get to start going for Flare Blitz, Fake Outs, Parting Shots, etc., knock off items, all that fun stuff. Rage Powder, they were not attuned to Stalwart on Archaludon. I believe I'm at ability. I think I used my ability patch. Oh, that is unfortunate. I think +1 was, I mean, obviously it's doing at least 67%. And then maybe I can just knock them out with a Flare Blitz. Maybe not through Reflect, but it depends on what their item is, if they're Life Orb, etc. But that is very bad for them. Very bad. Now we get Fake Out, and honestly, +1 Thunderbolt might KO. I'm going to preserve my Tera Electric just for a turn, and go for Thunderbolt. Tera Electric would confirm it, of course, but yeah. If I gone for that, that's an easy win, but I think the damage alone should be enough to close this out. Yeah, Tera Electric would have KO'd. Get the Para. Very nice. So that's cool. And they activate their Citrus Berry, all good, and now we should be able to just go for a cleanup with the Ursaluna, actually. Yeah, they go for Hyper Voice, fair enough, but it's not doing a whole lot to both of my Pokemon. Flare Blitz into the Incineroar should be safe, or into the Amoonguss now. And a Thunderbolt? Or Protect? Let's Protect. It's looking pretty bad for them. They might just have to forfeit because the Primarina just can't threaten. But I did give them an opportunity to go for a Self-Puff here. I am Adamant Incineroar, so I think I'll knock them out, but they went for Protect anyway, so it doesn't matter. Boom, big Flare Blitz, and that should be enough, yeah. I am running Adamant. Oh, we crit too, yeah. I think the crit on the Ursaluna definitely made the battle a little bit harder if they had gone for Earth Power that turn, which they might have. But at the same time, I am pretty fast on the Incineroar. There's a chance I could have just gone for a Flare Blitz for like a knockoff later on and beat them. So I don't feel too awful. I think Ursaluna had a chance to just like clean up if all their Pokemon are not exceedingly quick. So let's just go... Yeah, what are we going for here? Could Tera Electric. Let's just go... Yeah. Flare Blitz, go into the Grimmsnarl and Protect. Scout out if they're Thunder Wave, Parting Shot. They cancel out though, yeah. I think there's one way I can lose is if they are the Thunder Wave set. So if I scout that out on that turn, I just go for Tera Electric the next turn, become immune to Thunder Wave, and KO the Primarina with Thunderbolt. So good game to them. I think unlucky turn, but of course they weren't even accounting for getting hit that turn with the Ursaluna because of the, you don't expect Stalwart Archaludon unless you really have knowledge of it coming in. And as people learn the team, it is Wolf's team, obviously going to be one of the more looked at teams coming out of this regionals. I don't expect most people to be going for Follow Me or Rage Powder in front of the Archaludon anymore, but it is worth noting that it is an option, of course. Okay, we have a cool Palafin team from my opponent with 3 starter Pokemon, Rillaboom, Incineroar, and Cinderace, pretty uncommon, along with Farigiraf and Blood Moon Ursaluna, so looks pretty Trick Room oriented aside from the Palafin and the Cinderace, so gotta be on the watch for that. I am pretty quick on my Ursaluna, unfortunately, or I don't. Depends on whether Trick Room is up or not. But Incineroar very safe lead in my opinion here. For me, Archaludon liable to do a whole lot of damage to their whole team. I might be able to knock out the Ferrograph on turn 1 potentially, but I'd be sacrificing my Terastallization to do it, so maybe not ideal. I think Porygon 2 is very good, and then like Terra Flying eats up the Rillaboom. I don't know though. Ursaluna solid as well with Terra Ghost. Gonna be a tricky one. The Palafin is actually, I can't deal with it that quickly for the most part. As well as the Ursaluna Blood Moon being a little bit tricky to beat. Let's go with my own Ursaluna. I think there's a chance I can get some mileage from that, and then Porygon 2. So going with my own Trick Room mode here, with the knowledge that there is a solid chance that I'll outspeed their Ursaluna and a lot of their Trick Room Pokemon. So to some extent the Porygon 2 being there on my side is a bit of a bluff on my EV spreads. But they could easily be doing the same with their Ursaluna and being a faster paced one. We'll see. We'll see for sure. Cinderace Rillaboom, so probably no Palafin, otherwise it's going to be hard for them to activate that. We'll see if they're a clear amulet on anything. That would make things a little bit trickier for the Incineroar's fake out, but all in all, not a huge issue. Intimidate activates on Cinderace. That's good. That's certainly a good start. I don't mind going for fake out into the Cinderace. Well, I have to worry about the Ferrograph. It's probably in the back, right? So maybe we just Flare Blitz the Rillaboom or Parting Shot it and go from there. Let's go Parting Shot, Tera Electric, or just Electric Shot into the Cinderace maybe. I don't want to lose my Tera yet. They could high jump kick for a lot of damage. They go fake out into my Incin, fair enough, and we're going Electric Shot in them. They go for high jump kick, but they are Libero. I wonder if that knocks out. Ooh, okay. That's really bad. I didn't expect that to KO, truthfully, and I could have protected, but, you know. They also could have gone for high jump kick into Incineroar, so it's kind of a read regardless. I have Terra Ghost, though, so we can kind of take advantage of that. Let's go P2. They're Libero, so they're now stuck in that. They're stuck with that. Should I even attack? Ooh. I can Parting Shot Trick Room here pretty safely, I think, and survive the hit and then recover the next turn. I could just Terra Blast the Cinderace as well. Depends on who I think they're going into. I like the damage. I don't think Trick Room is necessary yet. Although, it's likely Incin in the back. Let's go Trick Room. High jump kick again. Cool. Jeez, that's choice band for sure. Okay, yeah. That is crazy damage. And Wood Hammer. That's fine. I'm pretty sure that's choice banded on that guy, though. It's doing way too much damage otherwise. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's really annoying. That's so much damage. KOing the Rillaboom might be a problem. Like, I can Terra out of one of the weaknesses here, but I can't Terra out of both, which is annoying. They're -1, so they're tempted to switch out, I have to imagine. Let's go maybe if they are Assault Vest, which I believe them to be, it's going to be hard to beat the Rillaboom, I think. If I go for let's go Facade Terra Blast because I think it's going to KO. But if it doesn't, we're in some trouble, no doubt. Looking tough. Switch out the Rillaboom. Good play. Yeah, Choice Band Cinderace I wasn't ready for. All that damage. They bring out the Ursaluna. This is where it'd be really good to be super slow, but if they are Life Orb... Oh, okay. Interesting. Farigiraf, so no Incineroar, so no debuffs to mine, which is cool. If I'd done a little damage to the Ursaluna, I could have figured out who between us is faster. But yeah, I think Terra Ghost ends up being the right call for me here. God, the Libero Choice Band high jump kicks, I was not ready for that when it KO'd my Arch. That's on me, I could have gone for Tera Electric and just eliminated it immediately. Which, in retrospect, obviously I would have done, but, you know, not the case. Facade, I don't think it KOs. Headlong Rush might have, but yeah, not that one, unfortunately. Fortunately, though, if I am slower than their Ursaluna, we could win. Do I think Ice Beam knocks them out? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think we're going to outspeed them is the problem. Let's go Facade. Terra Blast into the Farigiraf still? I don't know. It's weird. I don't think Facade even KOs Ursaluna from 1. It is pretty defensively bulky. It's specially defensive where it's weak, so maybe I should have gone for Ice Beam. I don't think it KOs, but I can at least freeze them. Let me run that calc. Protect Farigiraf is interesting. Porygon 2. Oh, they Blood Moon into my P2 and it doesn't knock out, so Recover might have won me that game. Unfortunate. Yikes. Yeah, if we were min speed on our Blood Moon as well, we'd probably win, so unfortunate. Misplayed a little bit there. Oh, no, we knocked them out. That's a start. It is for sure a start. Yeah, and we had a chance to knock them out with a quiet 116 Ice Beam. Probably Real Boom now, I have to imagine. But I can Earthquake and chip everything down and go for Recover, I think is probably my best play. I have to worry about Sucker Punch here, unfortunately. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'll live a Sucker Punch, no? I think so. 2 returns of Grassy Terrain and then it'll reset. That's a problem, though, for sure. Choice Band Sucker Punch probably KOs me. What do I do about that? Facade High Horsepower is an option. I think I have to go for it regardless. They Sucker Punch into... Honestly, even into P2 is fine. Oh, yeah, it doesn't knock me out, which I expected. Ah, dang. Yeah, running too much speed for the Tailwind ends up costing me here, because I would have outsped and knocked out the Ursaluna, I would have knocked out the Porygon 2. I would have knocked out the Farigiraf and then won from there, so that's unfortunate for sure. I'm not sure how Wolf ultimately EVs the team. Of course, you can check the Patreon. I've linked to, I'll have Wolf's Patreon linked in the description, so you can actually subscribe and then get his EV spreads. He usually releases the teams pretty promptly after the regional, but yeah, that's just unfortunate on my end. Misplayed. If I'd gone for Recover in a previous turn, I would have won, but I wasn't quite ready for Protect on Farigiraf, which, you know, open team cheat, but I could have had my EVs optimized where it wouldn't have mattered, and I just didn't here, so good game to them. Definitely a little annoyed that I committed to Terra earlier on too than I needed to, because I wouldn't have been so weak to Sucker Punch and I might have been able to close it out regardless, but now there's no chance. They just go for Grassy Glide and Psychic Noise, and I lose from there. Brutal. Yeah, I think that was very, very winnable if I have maybe a little bit better EV spreads, but because I'm kind of I'm splitting the difference between a Tailwind and a Trick Room team, so my EVs aren't really slow for the Trick Room mode, but they're not super fast. So I can't be certain I'll outspeed all their Pokemon outside of Trick Room. Definitely paid for it there. As well as just being really surprised by the pretty awesome Choice Band Libero Cinderace set. Really well played from them. Really leveraged the set to great effect. I think if I just Tera Electric the Archaludon first turn, I probably have a good chance to win the game right off, but was stingy with my Terra type there and got punished for it, so good game. Okay, lots of fake out on their team with a potential nasty plot on the Gholdengo. Yeah, looks pretty scary, but we have lots of Tera Ghost to be able to handle that, so it's not the scariest. We also have Unburden on the Sneasler, which I think late game could be a very nasty surprise to play against for them. I think Incineroar as a lead for us is like pretty fantastic against everything but Inner Focus Dragonite and Ursa Luna, but yeah, that should be fine. Tera Electric Archaludon doesn't look that strong for me overall. I could see Yanmega going pretty hard, honestly. Fake Out plus Arch should deal really solid damage against their whole team. I'm pretty tempted to go for that. Sneasler in the back with Unburden handles literally everything if they don't have a good defensive Tera for it. And then last mon, let's think about Yanmega, I guess, as an option. I'm a little worried about Tera Ghost. Blood Moon, though. That's a concern. We'll see. Tera Ghost Assault Vest Blood Moon is probably the thing I'm most worried about here. And it's something that's typically favored on closed team sheet online, so I might be a little weak to that here. Hard to say. If we can force a Tera out early for the Sneasler, that'd be really good. That's why I'm holding it in the back, so they don't prioritize that win condition. We will see, though. Could have maybe gone my own Ursaluna to handle that, but hard to say. Okay. Interesting. This is fine. I think I'll likely be the faster of us. Yeah, I'm a pretty fast Incineroar. So I can go for a Tera Electric shot into the Gholdengo and go from there. I think we don't KO unless we're Tera Electric, but we are, of course, Tera Electric, so, you know, might just be able to go for that. Whoops. Yeah, I can pretty safely go for that, honestly. Depends on what their moveset is, but I feel comfortable going for this play. They'd have to really aggressively switch out on the other slot, and they didn't, which means the best thing for them this turn, I think, is maybe protect Gholdengo, or protect Gholdengo or Tera Ghost the Incineroar and go for Fake Out, which protect is definitely the least high commitment of that, but I think there is some likelihood that they don't protect the Gholdengo. Yeah, they don't, so should be a free KO. Archaludon is 1 base point faster than Gholdengo, unless they are Choice Scarf, and then they get the trick off. Okay. Ooh, okay. I was talking all that good stuff, but they were Choice Scarf, which is interesting. Now they should get a free switch to Blood Moon, unfortunately. Yeah, that's really bad. Okay, well played. I don't really know what we're supposed to do about that. Let's go Knock Off, and I guess, yeah. If they don't switch out, if they don't have Blood Moon in the back, which they probably do, we're going to reveal what their item is, basically. We're going for Knock Off. Into the Ursaluna, get that off, see if they're Assault Vest, but even if they aren't, it's like pretty bad. Would be cool if we could switch targeting, but unfortunately we are locked into Gholdengo slot. So going into the Incin would have been really solid there. Probably take a KO. Oh, Rillaboom, Incin, Ursaluna. Okay, this is all fine, I think, honestly. Oops. Okay, free knockoff. We'll see. We'll learn a little bit about them, but they are leftovers. Okay, that could be Calm Mind. That could be a lot of stuff, honestly. Really forced to switch out. Unfortunate. I think I need to preserve this. Oh my god, okay. So switch is really obvious, and I think they just go for Hyper Voice, unfortunately, and I'm not sure what to do about that. Like, Fake Out Hyper Voice is very safe for them. Yikes. Let's just go... Parting Shot, switch to Yanmega on this guy. Maybe we can get some value out of Scarf Dragon Pulses, I guess, but yeah, it's not looking ideal by any means. But maybe we can sweep them with the Sneasler with Unburden, like surprise KO the Ursaluna or something. Yep, good Fake Out. And Hyper Voice maybe? Or Earth Power. Blood Moon. Interesting. Just getting right after it. That's smart, but on some level, I'm happy to see that because I get in the Incineroar. Like, I keep my Incineroar at a high amount of health, and we outspeed the Ursaluna, so that's good. Let's go Parting Shot, and I guess Bug Buzz is something I could go for. Yeah, they're just going to Grassy Glide me most likely, which is annoying, but fine. Earth Power. It's probably Hyper Voice still. Let's go into the Arch on this slot and maybe sack the Yanmega to a Hyper Voice or something. But yeah, this Ursaluna is going to be tough to beat, not knowing their Terra type. If they're normal, we should beat them with the Sneasler, but I think I doubt it, truthfully. Big Grassy Glide damage, and we get the Parting Shot first, which is cool, but we've already knocked off their item, which means a later knockoff is not going to do a lot. I think we're really fighting an uphill battle here. Let's go straight Sneasler. Sack it. If they don't go for a Earth Power, and if they do go for Earth Power, that's just another turn stalled, but cool. They don't go for that, which is fine. So I think we're in a spot where maybe we could find a win. It's going to be tough. Let's go Detect Dragon Pulse, I want to say, into the Ursaluna is good. Just get some damage. I could switch into my Incineroar, just trying to chip down the Rillaboom a little bit. Or I could make a read that they don't Grassy Glide. I think they probably will, though. Yeah, I'm very uphill. I'm just trying to get any damage that I can to potentially put the Ursaluna in range of a close combat knockoff combo. Okay, they just go for the Grassy Glide. Pretty safe. Fair enough. But now they have Blood Moon active, so they probably go for that. Boom, big hit though. Not that big. Earth Power into this guy definitely makes sense. Now we have to worry about the Terastallization. The question is, do I rip it and bring in the... I don't even know if Throat Chop will knock out the Ursaluna at this range without a Terastallization, like Stellar Terror or something. I think probably not, so it's not looking great. But we can double up the Ursaluna if we want to with that. So let's think. One more turn of Grassy Terrain and then we can potentially beat them with the Yanmega. I'm going to go Air Slash. Maybe Dire Claw or Throat Chop is fine. They could just Protect too. That's definitely a solid option for them. Or switch their Ursaluna even. That'd be good too. They've been playing pretty solid though. I think they're going to play it defensive. So I am going to go for a hard switch and a close combat into their Dire Claw into the Rillaboom. They could Terra here, which would be annoying, but I think it's maybe Grassy Glide Protect. I don't know. Playing pretty erratically here, just trying to find a hole. But if they have Terra Ghost, I should have just gone for a Throat Chop and hope I crit, I guess? I don't know. They switch out the Ursaluna, which is kind of what I was expecting. They have such a safe switch to Gholdengo at this point, or even Incineroar if they want to, but yeah. Ooh, interesting. They're going to be switching... They're going to be Terastallizing the Rillaboom. Wasn't expecting that. Terra Fire? Sure, makes sense. That... I guess if they go for high horsepower, we're chilling. Because yeah, they go for Grassy Glide. Alright, we found our opening, I think. Yeah, if we get a good... we don't get anything there. Unfortunate. Close combat KOs now, though, which is good. Can also fake out. I think Flare Blitz is probably just better. Incineroar might be coming in. Yeah, let's just go close combat. Flare Blitz. This KOs anything on the Rillaboom slot, I believe. I think close combat KOs them. But yeah, no Dire Claw activation there. Makes it the roll tighter, for sure. They might just switch. They might expect like Incineroar to live the close combat, which they would, but maybe... I don't know, we'll see. Definitely a close game. looking very tight. But I think just expecting them to make that safe play ended up putting us in a solid spot. Okay, they're going for close combat, or they're going for Incineroar most likely, which is very solid. Because if they leave the Gholdengo in there, they're susceptible to fainting to Flare Blitz. But yeah, we might knock out the Rillaboom because of the Unburden, but we're going to lower our defenses here. Oh, interesting. They went for Fake Out, which is probably a misclick, which gives us a chance to, yeah, we got the KO anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered, and we get a little damage on the Incineroar, which is good for us. The defense drop is kind of problematic on our Sneasler, though. Flare Blitz brings the Incineroar a little bit lower, which is cool. If I'd Parting Shotted there, we'd be in a great spot. But now we don't knock out the Gholdengo in one, and we're susceptible to Fake Out, and we're minus on the defensive side, which is problematic for sure. Okay, there's the Gholdengo. I think I'm going to switch into the Sneasler, or switch the YANMEGA in and Protect. Just moving quick because I'm not really conscious of your time, and the battle's going pretty quick at this point, but I think their plays are pretty obvious at this point. They could make a read, but for the most part, I'm just trying to do the safe stuff, get the Pokemon that I want in. The Unburden not activating for the close combat drops is a little annoying because I think Make It Rain could knock us out now, which means we might have to play a little shifty. I'm going to check that calc, honestly. Gholdengo versus Sneasler. -1. Yeah, it depends on their speed stat. They did Fake Out into the... Ooh, okay. Interesting. So if I go for another close combat... Huh. It's not ideal. Yeah, this is a weird spot. Because I think I'll lose 1v1 versus the Ursaluna if I go for another close combat. So I think we just go Flare Blitz. They went for Make It Rain. We're at -1. If they're Modest Max, they have a good chance to knock us out with the Make It Rain, unfortunately. If they're Timid, what's the likelihood? Pretty high still, unfortunate. Let's think about going... Can we Throat Chop crit them? Maybe? It's an option. I'm not sure. I'm close combating the Incineroar and hoping they misplay, honestly, because I think realistically, I think they actually did misplay, and I should have gone for a double protect. Well, no. So they have a 100% chance to win this game, I think, because of the defense drops on my Sneasler. If they go for Parting Shot into my Incineroar and Make It Rain on Gholdengo, because if I close combat the Gholdengo or the Incineroar, which is what happens here, I take 2 KOs, I knock out the Incineroar and the Gholdengo, I take a lot of damage on my Incineroar and bring it down this low. But the difference between them switching to Ursaluna and keeping Incineroar in is if they keep Incineroar in and... I don't know. I feel like if they Parting Shot my Incineroar, they always get Fake Out plus Ursaluna active. Or they get enough damage on my Incineroar to win the game. I think they could lose if they, for some reason, Parting Shot my Sneasler and I go for Double Protect, but now it's just coming down to if I can crit a Flare Blitz and that crit KOs, so not looking good. Yeah. Very good battle to them, though. Very close. Ends up just coming down to a little bit of HP on the Ursaluna. The trick turn 1 really put me behind pretty heavily. Like, you can see, just the damage on that Ursaluna is just, like, so small. Like, if I hit one more attack into the Ursaluna, I win the game. And, like, I lost 2 turns to the Electroshot trick, so really well executed on that first turn. The Gholdengo really baits me to go for the Tera Electric Electroshot to just take a KO right away and really threaten the rest of their team, but they sniffed it out perfectly and got an excellent trick off into me to really just give them the slight edge they needed to win that game. So really was well executed on their part. So that's going to do it for our battles today, featuring Wolfe Glick's Louisville Regional Championship team, featuring the YANMEGA Stalwart Archaludon, as well as the kinda quick Ursaluna to function as both a Trick Room Sweeper and a Tailwind Sweeper, and of course the Unburden Close Combat Sneasler, which is able to consistently activate that item, whether it be Intimidate or Close Combat, just eliminating drops and allowing your Sneasler to be functioning as a really threatening, very fast attacker. Speed Boost Yanmega was definitely a Pokemon that I wasn't expecting to be strong really ever, but with the dynamic speed adjustment to Tailwind, it's really definitely a lot more threatening than I expected. Oftentimes early in the game, it's like, okay, whatever, Yanmega is easy to ignore, but over time, as the Bug Buzz, Speed Boost, and Air Slash potential flinches start to add up, and it becomes definitely a very menacing Pokemon. Once again, congrats to Wolf on his finish. If you want to use his actual team, I have his Patreon linked in the description below with his actual EV spreads. He posts usually a breakdown for the team, how it was built, what the EVs do, etc., general game plans, as well as the rental code in his Patreon, so check that out. It's only $5, I think, for the minimum tier, so definitely worth a subscription there. If you just want to use my recreation with some probably suboptimal EVs, I definitely just threw this together after seeing how cool the team was. Yeah, PokePaste is in the description, rental code in the top right of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video, subscribe, let me know which team you want to see in the future for a rental code, and yeah, with all that being said, peace y'all.